could actually show what you're thinking, if you're telling the truth or just a big pack of lies. Well, it turns out that it may not be actually such a far cry from reality. New research has shown that we all use some parts of the brain when we're telling the truth and another part completely when we're telling tall tales. Now, I know it sounds hard to believe. That's why I offered to be a guinea pig to find out if this stuff actually works. It may look like an ordinary MRI, but this machine is anything but. It's called the functional MRI. Dr. Joy Hirsch says you can think of it as the modern-day lie detector.
The brain works slightly differently when you're telling the truth and when you're not. And so we should be able to see that in your brain activity patterns today.
Dr. Hirsch is the head of the fMRI Research Center at Columbia University. For more than a decade, she's been working on studying the brain's activity with a functional MRI. She says it's a surefire way to identify a liar, so we set out to put her machine to the test.
What we're going to ask you to do is just lie down here.
How you doing so far, Becky?
Okay. The machine flashes pictures before me as I'm asked to tell a true story in my mind. Next, they tell me to tell a lie while the pictures start flashing once again. Computers record and store my mind's every thought. Then Dr. Hirsch and her team analyze the results. Am I a good liar?
Actually, you're not a good liar.
Oh, good. That's very good to hear.
Which means that we can see a very clear difference between your brain when you're lying and when you're telling the truth.
So what does a brain that's telling the truth look like?
So we would expect to see your visual system.
Right.
It's loud and clear. The visual system is active, and this is Wernicke's area. This is your speech area.
So I'm actually thinking. I'm thinking words to myself.
That's right. You're thinking words to yourself. You're talking to yourself. Your language system is loud and clear. And as we're moving up through the brain, we see just the minimum amount of activity that we would expect.
That's not the case a few minutes later.
This is the deceiving brain.
At first, the brain looks the same.
The real story starts when we get about to the middle of the brain. And we see this slice here is comparable to this slice. And remember,
there's nothing happening here.
Nothing when you're telling the truth.
But when I lie, the activity goes off the charts.
You are a normal liar, loud and clear.